To exercise 1.2 question number 1. Exercise 1.2 question number 1, first part. Now what we have to do in question number 1, we have to write down a pair of integers whose sum is -7. Now sum is -7. So the two integers which I am taking are -3 and -4. So on adding -3 and -4, I get my desired result, that is -7. What other thing I can do is I can take 3 plus -10. So I have taken two integers 3 and -10. Now on adding this, we have to add, but plus minus gives minus, so result will be -7. Moving to part B, where we have to write two integers such that their difference is -10. So we can take two integers as 1 and 11, and difference is -10. Next what we can do is -11, and again difference, so minus sign is there, but the number I am taking is -1, such that it becomes -11 minus into minus plus 1, and the result is -10. So these are the two examples. One is 1 and 11, whose difference gives -10, and second one is -11 and -1, whose difference gives -10. Now moving to C part, you can do yourself, where you have to find two integers such that their sum is 0. Do it yourself. Moving to question number 2. In question number 2, we have three parts are there, and in first we have to write a pair of negative integers whose differences gives 8. You have to write a pair of negative integers whose difference gives 8. So two integers are required whose difference gives 8. So 18 and 10, it gives 8. You can take any other example also. B. In part B, we have to write a negative integer and the positive integer whose sum is -5. So you have to take one negative and one positive whose sum. So one negative, one positive you have to take, and the sum should be -5. So sum is there, so one value, because -5 is required, so I am taking one number as the greater one as -15 and the smaller one as 10, so that 10 minus 15 gives -5. In part C, what the question says is write a negative integer and a positive integer whose difference is -3. Now one is negative and one is positive, but their difference should come out to be -3. So you have to use one negative and one positive. So what could be what it could be? So I am writing here -2, which is a negative integer, and I am taking +1, which is a positive integer, and its difference is -2 minus 1, such that it comes out to be -3. These are not the only answers for these questions. You can take any of the values, you can solve it yourself and get the answer.